Hi, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I am working on a layout that is just a single page with a single photo, and I am working with a bunch of stuff out of my scrap bin, with the exception of that background paper. And I decided I am going to use this scallop punch to punch a little bit of a border. And this layout is a little bit more on the simple side for me, but I really like how it came out. And I am documenting um, the way that we would give baths when we would spend time at our cabin when my kids were little. Now the baby in the tub there is not one of my kids, and she's actually grown up now. She's an adult. So this is a really old picture, but I didn't have a picture of my own kids in the tub for some reason, probably because I was the one giving them a bath. But this was one of my friend's daughters, and we would give baths in this big plastic tub, which later became the toy bin. Um, and the reason for that is because our cabin just has a small shower, and um, and when I say small, it's small. It's like a little stand-up shower that's maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 feet by 2 feet. And when the kids were little, you couldn't really get in there with both of you, and there's no wand that you can, like, take the shower head down to their level. Um, so when they were little, we would just take this tub into the kitchen and fill it with warm water and give them a bath in the tub, and then we'd drag the tub outside and water one of the big trees with it. And so that's what I'm actually documenting in this photo, or in this layout. I had a piece of extra or leftover paper from Cocoa Vanilla, and that is that big polka dot paper. You're going to see me pull the photograph up a little bit and take another little swatch of that out to create some embellishments. And of course, these are chipboard thickers and they don't stick, so I'm having to put a little bit of extra glue on them to stick them down. And then I'm using my label punch to create some embellishment areas, and I'm cutting this paper twice so that it gets the blue side as well as the peach side. And then I'm going to also cut some pieces out of this gray that I used for the border, the decorative border, and I'm cutting some stars, and these are dimensional stars. This particular punch I got on Amazon. I have it in 2 sizes, and it punches a dimensional star so that you can put a little bit of foam tape under the center, and it'll stay dimensional, so it's popped up in the middle. And I really like the way that it works, and I love the actual added dimension that it gives, and some, just gives a little bit of interest. Now at this point, I know that peach star that's above the title is kind of blending in, and I know I'm going to need some more stars, so I'm taking a piece of this Cocoa Vanilla paper and I'm going to punch some additional stars out of that in the colors that are already being used, but it adds a little bit more interest than just the peach and the gray. And then I am going to decide that I need to add a little bit of washi tape, so I will do that as well. And I'm trying to make sure the only thing about this punch is you can't see underneath what color you're punching because it's solid, so it gives that embossed impression. So you kind of have to look from the side and kind of guess where the punch is actually punching. And so it took me a little bit of time to kind of make sure that I got the pinkish area of the paper and the bluish area of the paper so that I would have the right contrast behind the star, between the star and the background papers. And then I'm just having 3 stars in each area, and they're just kind of floating up. I like the way that looks. I've left plenty of room on that vertical piece of lined paper so that I can write my little story. And here's where I decide that I need a little bit of washi tape to have a landing place for the embellishment area right here. And it's just a gray washi tape. It's got a little bit of a scripty text pattern on it, but you can't actually read it because it's so small. And so I like the way that looks, and I like the torn edge on it. So I'm going to go ahead and add it into all 3 of the areas. I kind of went back and forth on which labels to use in which areas, but I know I wanted all 3 colors in each area, so kind of just mix it up that way. And those label punches are all from Stampin' Up. The smaller one it doesn't print anything. It cuts a little tiny label as well as that medium-sized peach one that you see right where I'm working there. And then there's a separate punch that creates the narrower one with the scrolly edges. And then I'm just popping some foam tape underneath and a little liquid glue to go ahead and hold all of those little stars in place. And I really do like the way that this layout came out. It's funny because a lot of times I will take my inspiration for the colors of my layout from the photo, and this photo doesn't have any, well, it has peach from the baby's skin, but it doesn't really have any peach other than that. And I'm not really using any of the turquoise or that periwinkle color of the tub, but it looks great, and I don't, I'm okay with that. I guess I do pull in a little bit of the blue on the back side of that peach lined paper is this kind of bluish grayish color that kind of resonates with that periwinkle color. So I'm pulling in a little bit of that, but otherwise there's not a ton. And then the stars, I've tried to punch a little bit of the stars from the bluish spot on the horizontal cocoa vanilla paper, so just to bring that color in. And then I'm setting my punch right on top just to hold everything down while it dries a little bit. Now I have pulled the 6x12 stickers from She's Magic, and that is a Dear Lizzy collection, and I'm just pulling 3 of the little stamp stickers, so they look like postage stamps, I guess, and I'm just gonna pull those out to add just a tiny bit more color into those areas. And I'm okay with it being there's a little bit of green in that one I just put down. There's no green in the other areas, but it's very soft, and so I think it works. Then I've pulled out these Stamp Market stamps, and I'm using one that says Noteworthy right there at the top of the journaling area. And then I'm going to use one from Kelly Purkey, and it is going to say Real Life right on that peach tab there. And then I'm going to use one to the left of the photo on the peach tab there, and it's going to say Big Adventures. And then on the gray one right above where it says Cabin Bath, I'm going to use one that says Relaxation. And that one's hard to see on screen just because it's black on gray, but you can read it really easily in real life. And then since I used that green postage stamp and a yellow postage stamp and then a peach postage stamp, I decided to bring those colors over to the other areas just by using some small enamel dots also from the Dear Lizzy She's Magic collection. So I will be bringing those colors down, and it's just enough to bring those colors over. It's not a lot of additional color, but it works. And then I am putting the date that I have that the photo was taken, but I also note in the text that this story is not really about the photo. It's about, what we did with our kids when they were little up at our cabin. And our cabin is off-grid, so there's you know, there's no power except by generator. We do have a water tank and we have a shower and toilet and stuff like that, but it's pretty basic out there. So that's pretty much going to do it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're a subscriber, thanks for subscribing, and if not, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and the bell as well so that you get a notification of new videos. And if you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Again, thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed spending it with you. I will see you next time.